Welcome back to the Just for Clicks podcast. I'm your host, Forrest, and with me is my wife, Alyssa.
Hello.
Today, we're going to be doing some reactions. Am I the assholes?
Yeah. So I've had this one, Am I the Asshole, saved for like a really long time. And I wanted to show Forrest a really long time ago, but I haven't. Because I wanted his raw reaction on the pod.
Yeah, Alyssa's good at finding these, and it's best if it's all fresh. So
yeah,
do it.
Let me find it. I screenshotted it a while ago.
You screenshotted it?
Yeah, I screenshot it.
It was funny, like when you were saying like the other day, earlier today, that Oberweis, this like ice cream place that we go to sometimes. Whenever Alyssa types it into her phone to like ask me if I want Oberweis to text me, it autocorrects to overweight.
Sometimes like Forrest will be like, he'll go to the gym, and so he'll be, gone, and then this Oberweis ice cream is like really close to our house. So sometimes I'll just text him just the word like Oberweis.
Like, she literally wants me to pick up
while he's
ice
gone.
cream right coming home from the gym. Like I just worked out.
I don't even ask like, hey, can you pick up Oberweis? Do you want Oberweis? I'm literally just like Oberweis, and just like expect him to like understand that I want him to get it. But yeah, so I'll say like Oberweis, and then it'll autocorrect to overweight, and then I'll be like, maybe I don't want Oberweis actually.
But we did go today.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah, we took a little walk up to Oberweis.
It's honestly such a win that Luna doesn't like ice cream.
Well, we gave her a little bit, and she liked it a little bit, but she kind of knew her limits. And
yeah,
she had like a few bites, but then was over it.
Yeah, like she had maybe like 4 or 5 bites, and then she like wasn't eating it, so we were like trying to encourage her to take another bite, and she like turned her head away.
Yeah,
she was like,
I think
no.
she just had like enough. She liked it. I just didn't think she didn't. She's smart. She doesn't want to like overstuff herself.
I thought that was like sweet. She doesn't like.
She had a little bit of like cone too, like ice cream cone. Broke some pieces off for her.
Okay, I found it. Are you ready?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. Am I the asshole for expecting my partner to pay half of my hospital bill? Okay, coming here as a last resort because I genuinely think this problem could be the end of my marriage. Also throwaway because my husband is a frequent Redditor.
Oh no.
My husband,
divorce,
35, and I, 32, welcomed our first baby 3 months ago. We've been married for 7 years now and decided it was time to expand our family. Everything was going well, and we were in our little newborn bubble of bliss until the hospital bills came. Both my husband and I have jobs, and everything financially is split 50-50, but we've always kept our money separate with the exception of a joint account for bills. Throughout the duration of my pregnancy, I plan to go for an unmedicated natural birth with as little intervention as possible. That was up until I hit the 24-hour mark of labor. I caved and got the epidural, which I was open to having if needed.
Damn.
My husband had no problem with it, even encouraged it. When the bill came, he brought it to me to pay all $8,000 plus.
Oh my God.
After insurance. From my personal savings. I asked why. He said, "You're the one that couldn't hold out for a few more hours and jacked up the bill with all your meds and an extra night's stay, and he shouldn't have to pay for all of my extra requests. If I wanted luxury, I should expect to pay for it."
Luxury?
I was stunned and flipped out. but I'll spare you the details.
Wow.
He refuses to budge, calling me a princess for expecting him to pay for all the extra add-ons I requested in the hospital. This is by far the biggest issue in our 14-year-long relationship so far.
Oh my God.
And I'm so lost on where to go from here. I gave in and paid the bill, but since then, we haven't been talking much, and honestly, I feel disrespected. Do I have the right to feel this way, or is it just hormones? Am I the asshole for expecting him to contribute toward the cost of my childbirth? Would I be the asshole for considering leaving him?
Wow, that's pretty juicy.
I know. Isn't that juicy?
Yeah.
Oh, wow, I think.
Oh, is the boy up?
Yep.
All right, we gotta put it on pause here. We'll be back in a moment, guys, with our reactions to that story. And we're back. We got the boy. He's firmly nestled on the chest of his mama.
I got him. He's snuggly wuggly.
Oh, he's super cute. Yeah. So, man, that's like such an unfortunate situation that she's found herself in. I mean, I wouldn't divorce the guy. That's like the father of your children. Like, what, are you going to divorce? I'd just be like really, really mad.
They just have like a lot to work on. Like, I wonder,
so true.
I would wonder if like, you know, if they've gone to like therapy yet. I don't know. This guy sounds like a piece of work.
I mean, she's known him for like 14 years. What, he's going to like give up on that?
I think like, yeah.
Start over?
No, like I don't believe in divorce after you have a kid.
Yeah.
I think you have like a moral obligation to do your best to stay with the father or mother of your children.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't think she should leave him, but
if there's no like violence involved, or like if there's no like threat to you,
yeah.
If the guy's just an asshole, then like that's kind of like what you signed up for. You said like through better or worse, like through thick and thin, like till death do us part.
But what do you think about the whole situation?
I think the guy's like a total prick.
Yeah.
Like, if I was one of this guy's buddies, I'd be like, dude, you're fucking insane. Like, I tell him straight up, like, she just gave birth to your son or daughter or whatever, like, and you're not gonna pay for it.
Yeah.
Like, that's so weak.
Yeah, it's like the whole 50-50 financial thing. I think that works until you have kids. And then it becomes very obvious, you know, why we have, like, why traditional gender roles were created, or, like, why they were ever a thing. Because, like, traditional gender roles where the man, like, provides financially exist because, like, the woman does literally everything else, like, when it comes to, like, after you have a kid. When it comes to, like, pregnancy and birth and breastfeeding and caring for the kid. And it's just like, that's just like how it is. Like, there's like no way around it. Like, you know, like your 50% as a woman is like giving birth and like being pregnant. And
I can't stand couples who are like all about like splitting everything 50, making everything equal.
Yeah, it's like,
you should want to take care of each other.
Yeah.
You should want to pay for your wife.
Yeah, I think so too. And it's like, yeah, like that, even though like it wasn't their plan to get the epidural or whatever, it's just like, you know, he like encouraged it apparently.
See, she baited herself from the beginning by having a birth at the hospital.
Yeah.
Because of course they're going to pressure you into getting the epidural. All the doctors.
Yeah, if you're just like not at the hospital, like,
yeah, just don't even go there.
You don't have like the opportunity to, you know, even want that.
Because of course the doctors are going to pressure everything onto you, the high pressure sales tactics to drive up the bill. That's exactly what they want. It also gets them out of there faster. Mm-hmm. So everyone involved in delivering this baby is like benefits directly from you taking the epidural. So they're all going to pressure you and make you think it's necessary and like convince you that it's like dangerous not to. and it's like actually the exact opposite. It's like more dangerous to take the epidural. It's harmful to the baby. There's a lot of people aren't educated about this kind of stuff, and there's a lot of like misinformation about out there pushed by big pharma and stuff.
I was like just talking today to Luna's like speech therapist, and we have a photo in our house of Forrest cutting River's umbilical cord, and she saw that and she was like, oh, like what's going on in that picture? And because there's like a placenta.
Looks like a crime scene.
Yeah, there's like a placenta. Like,
do you have a crime scene photo on your wall?
Placenta in a bowl, like next to me. I'm like naked, like I'm wearing like a towel, like that's it. Like holding like fresh, like hour-old River. And I was like, oh, like that was when River was born. Like my son, we had a home birth. So yeah, that's why it's not like in a hospital. That's like my husband cutting his cord. And she was like, oh, like, I wanted to do that, but I'm glad I didn't, because with all 3 of my kids, they got stuck. Like and it's like, that's like, so, I didn't say anything because like I don't want to like argue with her or whatever.
Yeah.
But it's just like, your baby probably didn't get stuck. You were probably just laying on your back the whole time. Because a lot of times, like, the hospital, like, quote, won't let you, quote, like, do any other position than, like, lay on your back. In reality, even if you are in the hospital, you can do whatever the fuck you want. Get up. Get on your hands and knees. It doesn't matter. People can yell at you all they want. You tune them out.
It's not illegal.
You're the one giving birth. You're the one in the situation.
Give birth the way you want to give birth.
Like it's actually illegal for them to like, if they like want to physically grab you and assault you and force you to lay on your back. That's not legal.
Yeah, they just make it sound really like doctors are really like like they've been through a lot of stuff, and that kind of gives them like a false sense of like power, like they deal with like life and death all the time, so they've saved lives, they've seen people die, so they just have this like kind of naturally, doctors just have this sort of like God complex, where they're like my word goes, and like if you don't listen to me, you're an idiot. But in situations like birth, the mother is the one who should be listened to. The mother should be the one who use her own instincts and intuition to drive the scenario. Yeah,
and I'm sure like a lot of women have given birth on their back, or if that's the most comfortable place for them, or what I mean, like it's not like that is like horrible or like should never be done. It's just that for a lot of people, it's just like common sense, like if you're laying on your back, the baby doesn't have like anywhere to go. It's just gonna sit there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But if you get on like your hands and knees or stand up or squat,
gravity's not working in your favor.
Like then you have gravity on your side. So yeah, like I just feel like I wonder if she could have just like squatted and her baby would have came out, whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, like
just don't go to the hospital.
I just feel I feel bad for this girl though, because it's like, yeah, she like just had a baby and she's like going through all this is like another reason why I just feel like the whole like feminism and stuff, like just like women being like not only like
exactly equal to a man in every single way.
It's not even like necessarily like equal, because like men and women like,
even though like
should be like equally valued, you know what I mean? But it's like they have like different roles. Like once you have a kid, like maybe before you have a kid, like you can get away with that, but yeah, like you're gonna just like very quickly realize that it's not equal. like you as the woman are like putting yourself through like a lot. Your payment for your child is like your body and like your mind and your whole like being, like like literally
men don't have to do any of that.
Like your hormones,
they're fine.
Like everything involved, like from head to toe, like you are gonna be affected.
This guy's a fucking douche.
Yeah.
People like this piss me off.
Yeah.
Like, wow, what a cheapskate.
Yeah, he doesn't even like split it with her. He can't even do like half of it. I mean, I could see like I could see a situation where like the woman is also being like the financial provider, like if she was like super 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 wealthy like before she got pregnant or something,
Yeah, every situation's different.
Yeah, so I'm not like trying to like generalize. Like, so I could see if it was like he would take a really big financial hit and like she wouldn't, you know what I mean, I guess.
Sure, yeah.
But like for the most part, I just think like yeah, he should pay for it or at least like split it.
Yeah, at least half.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully she got some good answers because like that's pretty much a no-brainer.
Yeah.
I don't think she should leave him though. That's like
it's just kind of like indicative
bond.
of like other issues that he probably has.
No, I'm sure
he's
like
probably like stingy. He's probably like, you know, doesn't like
Then why did she marry him?
It's very clear that he doesn't like take her feelings or like her experience like into like consideration. Like he thinks of it as just like, oh, like you wanted like all this like luxury stuff.
She wasn't staying at a resort. It was like a stupid hospital with like way overcharging bills.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's not like any of that stuff like she got was actually worth like that.
Yeah, no.
It's just all like hype. Like they just like build it out. It's crazy that it's $8,000 after insurance. They must have had pretty shitty insurance.
I think that's pretty normal.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I think like
I feel like if she called them and like complained and like maybe got like a debt collector resolver kind of like on her side, then she, you know, you have to pay them. But
I've heard
there's
people
ways
paying,
to like argue down the price.
I've heard people paying like $12,000 for like their hospital birth, like $18,000.
I mean, yeah, I guess like, yeah, it depends on how many drugs they give you. Yeah, just don't accept the drugs.
Hospitals will literally. It's just kind of sad that there's like absolutely no integrity in the kind of like medical billing system, because they will literally charge you for holding your baby. They call it like skin to skin on
the privilege of handing you your own baby
bill, and it's like it's like, you know, like a couple $100 for like just like literally holding your own child.
It's like a literal joke.
It's like that is just like so sad. Like absolutely zero integrity. Like that just makes me feel like so shitty about like humanity.
I know. Yeah, well, it's really just like America, I think. Like it's better in other places. They've got like shit figured out to more of an extent. It's just like really horrible here. Like for a nation of our size and our wealth and our resources, we're definitely like falling way behind in terms of healthcare. For our citizens.
Yeah, I don't know like too much about the healthcare situation to like be able to, you know, comment on it.
We know it's terrible,
but it's like it's not great in other places either. You know, like in other places, like when the government runs the healthcare.
I think in Sweden they just like give you money when you have a baby. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Like it's free. You know, like they don't charge you anything. I'm pretty sure you get like,
that honestly like makes sense, because it's like you're making new like citizens for the country.
It's good. They should. Yeah, exactly. Like it should be encouraged.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean we are getting a pretty healthy like tax kickback, you know, for our kids now. Like because we're married and filing jointly, and because we have 2 kids. Like each kid, like you get like, I don't know how it all works. I have an accountant who handles everything, but you know. I'm getting more money back at the end of the year now, and I'm saving more money on taxes because we have like a family. So that's cool. But that doesn't, if we had chosen to give birth in the hospital, that wouldn't nearly begin to cover the charge for these 2 guys being born. If it really is like $8,000, that's just crazy with insurance. Because for us, it was like, I think $4,000 for the midwife. Yeah, and then you're not paying like some giant conglomerate hospital. Yeah, you're just paying like a local midwife, which I'd much rather the money go to her. Yeah, it was like $4,000.
Yeah, so So yeah, let's say it's 4,000,
We
and
paid
then
it
it's
like in
like
increments too.
yeah, and that is for every single visit, like every single checkup, every single like blood draw,
Yeah.
test. Like you can call her at any time, text her anytime, advice. Yeah, and then like the birth itself, and then you have like I'm pretty sure there's like 6 visits after birth. Like there's like 1 day, like 24 hours after the birth, and then like 3 days after the birth, and then 1 week after the birth, and then yeah, there's like so yeah, you get like all this like help and checkup, and yeah, if anything were to like go wrong, or I don't not necessarily go wrong, but yeah, if you were to like tear while you were giving birth, like she would like stitch you up, just like any like medical care that like she can provide is like all incorporated in that like $4,000.
Yeah, and if you do end up having to go to the hospital, like legitly, like you actually need something done, then she'll like follow you to the hospital and stay with you the whole time and like
and
advocate
be like
for you.
be like your advocate, like your doula.
And like there's like a backup doctor that she sets up with you that she knows, so he can deliver the baby or help with any medical problems.
This made me think about before we found our midwife, in California, when I was pregnant with Luna, we went to like a regular OBGYN, like a regular doctor for like maybe I think like 2 visits. I got like 2 ultrasounds, and that was like crazily expensive.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
It was like $100 like just for like the appointment, and then it would be like $180 for like the ultrasound.
Yeah, which you shouldn't even get ultrasounds really. They're like bad for the baby.
Yeah, I guess. There's some people think it's bad for the baby. Some people don't.
There's like it's just like introducing like sonic waves into the stomach. It's probably not a good thing, and it's expensive. So just bypass it. You don't need it really.
We got ultrasounds with both of our kids.
Yeah, but like you don't need like extra ones. Like get one to make sure like the baby's looking good or whatever. Make sure the baby's like in a good position or whatever. Make sure it's growing right, but don't get like more than necessary.
Yeah, I would say that. Yeah, like maybe like one in the beginning, and then maybe do like the 20-week ultrasound, I think it is, which is like the anatomy scan to make sure everything is like the baby like looks like normal.
Yeah, just they're gonna try to like bait and switch you. They're gonna try to sell you a lot of stuff. And they're going to tell you it's necessary, and just like that's just like doctors in general every time. So yeah, I mean that's just the kind of mentality I've built up like living in America, like no health insurance. Like I don't have health insurance. Like I'm not going to spend $250 a month, because like typically if I get sick, I'll just like go to my doctor. If I get sick like once or twice a year, I'll go to my doctor and get like some prescription. And then that's going to be way cheaper, just paying out of pocket than paying for insurance, $250 every month, the entire year. So it really only helps you if you're in some sort of like catastrophic accident. And at that point, it's like you're in a catastrophic accident and you're probably going to be in debt anyway. So it's like, yeah, what's like more debt? It's just like, yeah, I'd rather just run the risk, But yeah, you have insurance and the kids obviously have insurance, but it's fucking expensive. It's like $750 a month just for you 3 guys. And that doesn't even cover everything. It's a total joke. Like the entire system is just like really like made me like turned off to hospitals and doctors in general.
Yeah. It's kind of like you have insurance like in case like something really like horrible happens to you. Like, but it's almost like you are like living under like the shadow or like of expecting something horrible to happen to you.
Yeah, I almost turned off your insurance because I'm like, do we even need insurance for her? But I do think we probably do, because like if there is, if you are probably gonna get pregnant again, and if there's a complication and we have to go to the hospital, then we'll definitely want that insurance.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So I'm just gonna keep it going. It's just like it's like fuck, dude.
Took a pregnancy test yesterday. It was negative. No, no number 3.
Dang it. Maybe next time. Yeah. Should we move on to the next? Am I the asshole?
Yeah, I need my phone.
Oh, do I have it?
Mm-hmm.
All right. There you go.
We're not like trying to have a third baby. Like I'm not.
I'm trying.
Well, Forrest is trying, but for me personally, like I'm not like disappointed when I'm not pregnant, but like if I was pregnant, I would be happy about it.
Hell yeah.
Okay. I didn't screenshot like the title of this.
It's okay.
Okay. So, ready? I'll just start reading it.
Yeah.
My brother-in-law just bought a new house. He lives about 4 hours from us. Last weekend, my husband and I went to visit him for a few days to see the house for the first time. Long story short, I got my period while I was sleeping, and the guest room sheets had a small blood stain about the size of a quarter. My husband helped me strip the bed and went down to the laundry room to pre-treat and then wash the sheets. When they were done, the blood stain was 100% gone, but when we told brother-in-law, he looked completely disgusted. He inspected the sheets super closely for a very long time, and finally I was like, Jesus, if you're looking that closely and can't find a stain, can't you trust me that I got it out? He seemed really put out by the whole thing. That night, we had plans to hang out in brother-in-law's hot tub in the backyard, but after dinner, he told me that I wasn't allowed in a hot tub because of my period.
What?
I was shocked and explained that the nighttime leak was because I hadn't been expecting my period and had been fast asleep all night. But it was perfectly safe and sanitary for me to put in a tampon and sit in the hot tub for an hour, but he wouldn't budge. My husband had my back and told him that he was being ridiculous, and it ended up turning into a big argument. Eventually, my husband and I decided to pack our stuff and stay at a nearby hotel.
Wow.
And we drove home the next morning. Now brother-in-law's pissed at us for leaving and for not respecting his home. He also Venmo requested my husband $100 for new sheets, which he is refusing to pay. But trust that if the stain hadn't come out, we would have been happy to replace them. He told his whole side of the family, who've decided to fully stay out of it. I wish they had our backs, but at least they're not piling on to us.
Wow.
So our husband and I, assholes for leaving and not paying for the sheets.
I feel like these are like very simple, very like plain, obvious ones. Cause
some guys like freak out over like period blood.
Are all these "Am I the Assholes" just like weak men being silly?
I guess.
That's so embarrassing. God, it makes me like just sad to be a man, like hearing stories like this.
The thing is about blood
Pathetic.
Is that if you like get it in time, like it comes out easily, even though it's like it is like kind of jarring and dark, and it like seems like, you know, like it wouldn't come out of things, but like hydrogen peroxide dissolves it. If you just like pour some hydrogen peroxide on a blood stain and then wash it in cold water, it will like come out. It's like,
yeah,
crazy.
I guess some people have like a blood phobia or something. Like a lot of guys like faint, or a lot of people faint when they see blood.
That's like kind of crazy to me.
I know.
I think people are just like pussies.
Yeah, everyone's like a baby these days.
Like
Super
blood.
sensitive.
One of my biggest pet peeves is like, this is like kind of related. Is like when men especially act like disgusted by like birth.
Yeah.
Or like they don't want to
that.
like watch a baby be born, or like especially if it's like their own baby and like their wife is giving birth and like they like make it all about them and like they act like all like grossed out or whatever. It's like so lame.
Yeah, we used to be like Vikings and stuff.
Yeah.
Like we used to like sacrifice people, rip their guts out and make like eagle wings out of their back and shit. Like we used to do like hardcore shit.
Well, maybe we shouldn't do that anymore.
I'm just saying, like we used to be like really cool. Like we used to ride on boats and murder each other. It was awesome. You know, it was horrible too. Like obviously, like now today is way better, but now we have all these fucking pussies who can't even deliver their own child or can't even understand the menstrual cycle of your brother's fucking wife.
I know.
Like, have some goddamn respect.
I know, it's so embarrassing.
It's so embarrassing. Like, you're like making her like explain to you like her ovulation cycle. Like, who wants to do that? Why are you making your guest like? Why are you trying to embarrass your guest? Like, it's already like embarrassing enough to like be like leaking blood everywhere and like ruining sheets. Like, I feel bad for women. You know, they have to like deal with shit like this, and then you're gonna pile on and like make it even worse and like make a big deal out of it. Like, if it was me, even if the sheets were ruined, I wouldn't even mention it. I would just be like, oh yeah, like, you know, shit happens, like, move on with my life. Like, that's what happens when you invite guests over. Like, sometimes things don't go 100% to plan. You fucking pussy.
And then yeah, it's like her husband like, you know, cleaned the sheets and it was totally fine.
Yeah.
And then he has to be like, oh, like, you can't come in the hot tub with us.
I would have got in anyway.
It's like it's like, does this guy's obviously like never had a girlfriend or a wife. Because God. It's like you're allowed to like go swimming and stuff. Like, that's why like tampons
blood
were created.
Isn't like dirty.
It's another thing is that like when you're in water, like the blood doesn't just like come out. Like, gravity is like kind of like working against it and like keeping it like in your body. The tampon is more so for like, you know, getting in and out of like a hot tub or like a pool, because it's like, you know, the walk from the bathroom to the pool, or like from the pool inside, you know, you're gonna be like out of the water. But like when you're in the fuck? But when you're in the water, like I can take a bath on my period and like the bath doesn't get all bloody. It like stay, like, you know what I mean?
That's good.
Like water kind of like stops your period from coming out. So like there's like literally nothing to worry about.
Well, I would hop in a stupid hot tub and take a shit in it.
It's like, don't you have like is it like don't you have like a chlorine like system or like a salt water system to like clean the water?
If I was the husband, I'd be so embarrassed. Like, that's your brother.
Yeah.
I'd be like apologizing to my wife profusely for his behavior.
I know.
And being like, I don't know what's wrong with him.
I know.
He's a fucking weirdo. I'm so sorry.
I know.
And then yeah, like, it's just like so damaging to the relationship.
I know.
Over nothing.
I know.
Over sheets.
I know.
People have like their priorities way out of whack.
Yeah, it's like your brother and sister-in-law drove 4 hours to come visit you at your house, and you just like embarrass them and like make and like blow it up into such an extreme issue that like they literally leave.
People are so petty. Wow. Now I'm just getting pissed.
At least her husband was like on her side and like left with her and stuff.
Yeah, it could have taken a lot of these like stories take a really like insane turn where like the husband like betrays them or something. So yeah, I'm glad he at least had her back, even though the rest of his family didn't.
I know. I just feel like, oh my God, I'm like, I just like, my goal as like a mother to a boy is like, I want River to be just like super knowledgeable about like the whole like women's like cycles and stuff. I just want River to be like the best like chillest like husband.
Yeah, I feel like that's kind of how like my mom was with me. Like, she always taught me about stuff like that.
Yeah,
she's very active and like,
yeah, you're like, you've always been really like, you know, chill about like periods, and like you used to think, I think that was like one of the first things I liked about you, like after we were like dating, like, you know, and like we were like getting closer, and like after I moved in with you, you were kind of like fascinated by periods and stuff.
I was fascinated by them.
Like, you would like ask me questions about it, or like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
you weren't like shying away from it, or like you didn't think it was gross or whatever.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, I just, you know, can sympathize with it. Like, I'm thinking about like what it would be like to have a period. That just sounds really crazy. And like, people should, you know, leave women alone.
Like, if you're like a healthy person, like period blood is like sterile.
Yeah, it's fine.
It's not gonna get you sick. Like, it's not like poop or like,
yeah,
like, you know what I mean? Or like, it's just like
poop
blood.
is really the only thing you gotta worry about.
Maybe like vomit.
Pee and vomit. Pee is also sterile, so it's like it's fine. Just pee in the hot tub, bleed in the hot tub, whatever. Let it all mix in. You guys are all greasy pig people anyway. You're sitting in a person's soup when you get in a hot tub. Just embrace it.
You're
Who cares? Just have fun. Stop being a fucking weirdo.
I know, it's like there has probably been like so many times that you were like in a pool. Like if you've been in a pool or like a hot tub with like women before, like you've definitely been in a pool with someone who was on their period. And
probably some cum in there too.
And they just had a tampon in and it was fine. And you didn't notice or
don't even worry about it.
Or think about it.
Stop thinking about stuff too much. God. Gosh. Yeah, people like that, like they're perpetual children.
I know.
Boys.
I know. So
I
sad.
hesitate to even call them men. It's pathetic.
I know.
Yeah.
Devastating.
Yeah, it's not. I guess like I don't know when it happened, like when people became giant pussies, because like even back in the day, like men would wait outside the delivery room. Like men weren't even really permitted in there.
I think
it was like a social norm.
Like I feel like it must have been during kind of like the big like Christian like revolution of like Puritan,
yeah,
like
the Christians
Puritan
ruined it, yeah,
like vibes and stuff.
I know Christians
because
ruined everything.
Because when we were kind of all like a pagan, when everyone was pagan,
yeah,
that's when like all the holidays that we celebrate are pagan holidays.
Is that back when like birth was like celebrated and
that's what Easter is like all about?
It was about
Easter is kind of like a big celebration of like fertility and like femininity.
Yeah, now like the Christian holidays came and took everything over, and the church decided that women were like evil because of Eve or whatever.
Yeah,
so they want to like kind of diminish women's role in society and make it shameful.
Well, like they want you to they really like want you to feel embarrassed and shameful about like sex and anything to have to do with sex. And that like your period and your cycle, like that is a big part of the sexual experience. So
yeah,
they don't want you to think about that, like, oh, why would a woman like bleed like once a month?
Yeah,
like why does that happen? Oh, it's to make a baby. Like
I had a friend's dad who wouldn't sleep with the mom when she was on her period.
Wouldn't like fuck her, or wouldn't
fuck her. Wouldn't sleep in the same bed.
Wouldn't sleep in the same bed.
Wouldn't even like they would be on different floors. They wouldn't even like interact while she was on her period because he was like scared of it or something.
What? Are you serious?
Yeah, I won't name names because I don't want to put anyone on blast. But yeah, it's pretty embarrassing.
Wouldn't even like talk to her or sleep in the same bed?
I don't know all the details. But yeah, they were like they would separate, and because he was like weirded out by it, or it was like against his religion or something. I don't know.
That's bizarre.
I just remember my mom telling me about it. So this is like third hand. That's why I don't want to mention any names because I don't want to get any details wrong. But yeah, it's like a well-known thing. Like a lot of guys have some sort of weird aversion to periods. It's like the most normal thing ever. It's like not a big deal at all.
Yeah.
But guys have to make it all about them.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cringe. Damn. All right, let's go for the third one. Is this another like weak douchebag?
No, not really. This one's like a different vibe.
Yeah. Gosh.
Okay. Am I the asshole for not removing the Disney items from my house? My 35 female husband, 38 male, and I are what you would call Disney adults.
Nice.
We used to work for the parks in college and met there.
Aw.
For us, it has sentimental value as well as being something we both loved from childhood. Now, we are conscious to not be those Disney adults. We can hold conversations outside the movies and parks. We both work well-paying jobs unrelated to the company. We have other hobbies and interests. Our son isn't big on Disney, and we're cool with that. It's just something that we enjoy, as well as our daughters. Hold on. River's like moving around. Do you want to hold the boy?
Sure, I'll hold him. Come here, Mr. Man.
He wants to lay down.
I'm going to spin him or hold him back. Okay. I'll hold him like this.
Aw,
He's sweet boy.
He's so cute. Our son isn't big on Disney, and we're cool with that. It is just something that we enjoy as well as our daughters. We nurture all of our children's hobbies and interests. We also don't blow all our money on this stuff. I know I may sound overly defensive, but we get a lot of comments from people who don't know us well. Anyway, we live in a renovated farmhouse on a bit of land that includes a barn that we finished off with hopes to make it a guest house one day. In the meanwhile, we've had a relative get married here, and it was gorgeous. Now my sister, 28 female, wants to get married on our property, and we were all for it. Everything's been planned for months, and the wedding is in June. It's set to be outside completely, but if it rains, we can move the party into the barn. The only reason a guest would have to go into our house is to use the bathroom. We have 2 on the first floor. The only Disney items are Winnie the Pooh hand towels. I told my sister I'd replace them with regular ones.
Thank God.
Wedding space has no Disney items. However, she wants me to take down everything Disney on the first floor of my home, as guests will see. We have a lot of Disney items: pictures, paintings, blankets, Funko Pops, decorations, figurines, dishware, etc. All made for adults, and a lot of it is subtle or vintage, but you could still tell it's Disney. 1, this would be a massive undertaking. It's not as simple as shoving stuff in a closet. We'd have to pack it up and find a place to store it. The sheer amount would require at least 2 hours of packing, not to mention storage and unpacking after. 2, it's ridiculous to me. Who cares if people see? She says it looks tacky and she doesn't want people to remember her wedding for that. I told her no. We're decorating the outside and barn as she wants. We're letting her use our property for free, which she keeps bragging about to friends, as it's saving them a ton. When my husband and I stood firm, she whined to our parents, who told us to grow up and take it down.
Oh my God. Is that it? That's
it.
Oh wow. Can't they get like porta potties or something? Like, do they have to use the bathroom in their home?
I know, like, I'm a Disney adult too, but this like room sounds lit. This like bottom of her, like first floor.
Yeah.
Like, I want to see it.
Yeah.
Like,
she should include pictures.
Yeah,
she said a lot of it's vintage.
I want to hang out there. She said it looks. A lot of it is subtle or vintage. Yeah.
Well, I guess I would say, like, you know,
it's just to go to the bathroom.
Yeah, it's just the bathroom.
Are you gonna like? Yeah, sure. Maybe like people are gonna have to walk through it, but it's like, I just feel like people would think that was like cool.
Well, yeah. I mean, I would think it's cool. I can understand why someone might think it's tacky.
Do you really need to have like literally like the entire experience of your wedding like perfectly curated?
Women are like this. They want not all women, but you know, a lot of women are very interested in precisely curating their wedding, like the entire cinematic experience. They're like directors.
So it's like you literally can't walk like to the bathroom.
Right. Any aspect of the evening, you know, is under scrutiny. And I can understand that, you know, from a creative standpoint. You want the experience to be exactly how you want it. Do I think a wedding, marriage to a person for the rest of your life is a good outlet for that creativity? No, not necessarily. But, you know, if that is what you want to do, then I can understand the request. It's just that you can't be mad at someone when they say no, they don't want to rearrange their whole house. Like, if I was the lady, I'd be like, if I was the sister, I'd be like, you know, I would offer to like bring in my own items. Like if they have hand towels or plates or whatever, I'd be like, I'll come in, I'll pack up your Disney shit. I'll put it away and then
Well,
I'll
she's
replace it
saying
with
that,
like whatever
she's saying
just
that,
for the wedding.
that like she's planning on like taking the Disney items out of the bathrooms.
Right.
So like the bathroom itself will be like how her sister wants it to look. But just like they're going to have to walk through the house.
Yeah.
To get to the bathroom.
That's what I'm saying. Like have the sister who wants all that shit done, like, come do it.
But that's like your whole fucking house. Like, imagine if like we had like some situation here and then like a wedding or something.
I would never host anyone's wedding here.
I know, but imagine. And like the person whose wedding it was wanted to just like take all of our shit out of our house, store it somewhere, put new shit in, and then like bring it back later. Like, no, like you need your shit in your house. That's like ridiculous.
I mean, if they were willing to do all the work, then I guess it'd be fine for me.
I just feel like they're already like letting them like have their wedding in their backyard.
I'm just trying to find like a compromise, because
I think the compromise is I let you have my wedding in my yard for free, and you deal with my Disney stuff.
I know, that's so lame. Yeah, what are they gonna do now? Just cancel the wedding?
I know.
Of a few Disney things.
It's like that's just so weird.
This woman sounds like a headache.
Yeah, women just like a lot of people just totally turn into like gigantic like bridezillas.
Huge red flag.
Yeah,
I see this all the time, and it's like you feel bad for the guy marrying them because they're so clueless.
Yeah,
but you're marrying an insane person.
Mm-hmm.
Like this woman, like she's obviously like out of her mind, and this marriage isn't going to go well. No matter how hard you try, brother. No matter how much you try to appease her, it'll never be enough. There's just a certain type of woman who's just like going to completely like freak out. It's like the woman version of like being like a man baby.
Mm-hmm.
What do you call it? Girl baby? I don't know. Woman baby?
Yeah.
It's just like this
like
bratty,
woman child.
Yeah, woman child. This like bratty kind of behavior, like not wanting to accommodate your brother's wife's period. It's just like a total bitch move.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, like planning your wedding to the nth degree and assuming everyone should cater to your needs at all times because it's your special day.
God, I know. I've seen some really, really bad like bridezilla.
We should do like a whole bridezilla episode.
I saw one. I think it was another like Am I the Asshole on Reddit, and like she like a bride wanted one of her bridesmaids to like dye her hair because she wanted to be like the only blonde at her wedding, and like she had the bridesmaid had blonde hair. And she was like, no, like I'm not gonna dye my hair brown for your wedding.
Dye your hair brown?
I think
dye your blonde hair brown?
And
are you kidding me?
I think it honestly might have been like her sister or something, and everyone was like pressuring her to just like do it. Like that's the thing that really gets me too, is that like people will like they don't like stand up for like themselves or like the people who like the brides are like bullying.
Yeah.
Like they will like defend the bride.
I know, I hate that.
And it's like fucked up. Cause it's like to me, like if like I just feel like that's absolutely insane. Like if I was in someone's wedding and they like asked me to dye my hair because they wanted to be like the only one with that hair color or whatever, I would like laugh. I would be like, are you fucking serious? Like, you're literally insane.
Yeah, this is just like make-believe. Like, these women, they literally need to become directors in Hollywood. Yeah. Like, they're obviously interested in, like, orchestrating some sort of, like, experience. But, like, instead of, like, using, like, paid actors, they're, like, using, like, their friends and family. It's so abusive. Like, we didn't sign up for this shit. We didn't sign up for this crazy
and then it's
shit.
Like, it's their special day.
Yeah, like I've been dreaming about this wedding since I was 4 years old.
That's like another thing too. It's like just like I'm sure we've talked about this in the podcast before, but like just like wedding culture like as a whole is like really crazy. Like I'm
Yeah.
just like not, and then I see TikToks and stuff all the time where women will be talking about like, oh, this friend is getting married, or like they talk about just like always spending like a lot of money like when their friend is getting married, like on like the bachelorette stuff. And it's like that just seems like really crazy to me. I don't know. I would be like uncomfortable for if like my friends were like feeling like like if my friends felt like obligated to like spend a bunch of money
Yeah.
on me, like just because I'm getting married. It's like, I mean, I don't know, like I guess it's just like some people, there's just like some people's like culture here in America,
I don't
but it
know.
just seems like really weird to
Yeah.
me.
Yeah. I'm kind of like, I don't know. Like, I like attention, but it has to. I feel like it has to be like earned.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't want to force a bunch of people to like get together and like praise me. You know, like that's why like weddings kind of make me uncomfortable, and like why we had such a low key wedding, because I think we're both like not really comfortable like being like the center of attention in like an event like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like if I made a cool movie or something, like I would like to go to the premiere or whatever. Like I don't know. Like I like making videos and posting them online and like reading the comments. Like that's like my favorite part of making videos is like getting the reaction. But I wouldn't want people to like react to like the perfect wedding day. I just don't really understand that like mentality.
Yeah, I mean, like I do understand like, wanting to have like a traditional wedding and like wanting to wear like a white dress or whatever like it may be, but it's like you can't like plan it like, no, like people aren't gonna, you can't expect everybody to just like bow down to like every single one of your
Yeah.
wishes. Like, yeah, like you should be able to like decide, the venue or the songs that play, or like maybe where people like sit or whatever, like who your flower girl is.
Yeah,
But it's
sure.
like you can't like tell someone like, oh, you have to dye your hair, or like, oh, you have to like rearrange your house.
Just to me, like weddings or like getting married is like a really like should be like a really like personal, really intimate thing with you and your
I
partner.
guess like for some people, I agree with you, but I think for like a lot of people, it's kind of like it's like part of it that you do it in front of like your
I
friends and
know it's almost
family.
like are you marrying me or are you marrying like the idea of like a husband? Are you
Well,
marrying like the idea of like being married?
it's like they you're making like your vows, um, like it's not like it's like you're like, it's almost like you want like everyone around you to like hold you accountable to the vows. I think that is like the idea in its like best sense. It's like,
Sure. Yeah.
like your parents are here, your best friends, your siblings, like everyone that you invite, like you're saying like, you know it's like a statement to everybody else that like, okay, this is like the most important person like in my life, and it's also like you guys all hold me like accountable to like, be like the best like spouse I can be, like
Yeah.
to this person who I'm marrying, right? So I think that's like what it is, like, and it's kind of like purest, like most like wholesome, best sense. But
Yeah.
it's not like that for most people, I don't think. I think like a lot of people, yeah, just kind of see it as like a big like attention like grab,
Yeah.
like a performance.
Yeah. It's really off-putting.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I never wanted to marry a girl like that. Like,
Huh.
and yeah, I didn't. Um, so I mean, I always wanted to get married. You know, I never liked the idea of like having a traditional wedding. So it always seems so like awkward and cringy to me.
Mhm.
But yeah, having like a wedding party and stuff makes a lot of sense. And like, yeah, I always liked the vow thing. Like whenever I went to weddings, that was like my favorite part. You know, is like reading the vows or whatever. But all the expensive superfluous bullshit, like I could really do without.
Yeah, it's just like a lot of like kind of like symbolism and like traditions, which are like important to a lot of people. And yeah, I can see why for sure, but yeah, it's like it's it's just not like necessary to us, I feel like.
Yeah. Yeah,
And
that's
a lot of people like twist it and like make it something that it's not, or like they make it like something not as like wholesome as like the traditions and symbols are kind of meant to be, you know.
yeah.
Like,
Yeah, it's like really embarrassing too if people like that like get divorced. Like if you have like a huge wedding, you force everyone to come out and come to Cancun for your bachelorette party, and then you feel like
oh my God.
you have your bachelor party in Vegas, and then
That's another thing is
you
like
fly.
bachelorette and like bachelor party like culture is like so insane.
Yeah,
It's like, oh my God.
I never understood that. Like, time to get your last strip dance before you get married. Like, what do you mean?
It's
Like,
like so embarrassing.
I like love my wife. Like, I don't want like a stripper like on top of me like the day before my wedding. Like what? The fuck is
I
this
know, or
like
like just
society?
getting like super like fucked up and stuff. Like,
Yeah, like
it's
drinking a
like
lot.
it's like, yeah, like I don't know.
It's just not
I
about
feel
anyone
like,
else besides you and your wife. I feel like I don't know why all these other assholes have to be involved.
I think like there have been some like cool like bachelor and like bachelorette parties I've seen, or like it's very like, you know, chill and like classy, or like even like joint ones where it's like the husband and wife and like all their friends like can just like kind of hang out and like party. It's just like it's basically just like an excuse to have like a party.
Your last night as a free man.
So it's like if you can just do it like all together, like, you know, that's fun.
Yeah, I guess I don't know. I just say, just go to the courthouse, get married, and then just have like use all the money you were gonna spend on the whole like ceremony and shit, and just put that towards the party and just invite everybody and just have a good time.
Yeah, how much do you think we spent on our like wedding party? We rented like an Airbnb, and then we
rented like a house, and then
we got Chick-fil-A catered. We got like how many chicken sandwiches?
I don't know. We got like 300 chicken sandwiches or something.
I don't think it was 300.
It's like 500 or something. It was a lot.
It was probably like 100.
I don't know. There was a ton. There was a lot of people there too, and there's still like a lot left over.
And then we had like a bunch of chicken sandwiches and a bunch of fries
And
mac and cheese. And then we had like 20 bottles of like rosé.
Yeah. And we had other alcohol too.
And then we had like music playing, and then our friends brought like decorations and like a cake.
Yeah. They got us a Lego cake. I don't know how they did that.
That was cool.
Yeah. Nice little surprise. Yeah, everyone really chipped in and everyone had a good time. Like there was no pressure.
Yeah, Mackenzie like photographed everything.
Yeah.
She was our photographer.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing is like COVID hit like right after, so we couldn't do like we were gonna do a party in St. Louis and then a party in Los Angeles for your family, but we never got to have like the second party.
We did have a baby shower for Luna in California.
Yeah,
which I feel like was kind of our like wedding.
Yeah,
ish.
Even that, I was a little bit like sketched out. I was like, should we be doing this like during like COVID or whatever? But like, yeah, we ended up doing it because it wasn't like that big. You know, it wasn't like as big as the wedding party or whatever. Because that I'm glad at least we got to have the first one.
Yeah, that was like lit. That kind of made me like realize like why people like throw parties just for like random things, like gender reveal parties.
Yeah, no,
because it's like before that I was kind of like, why would you do that? But it's like I was like, oh yeah, like it was actually really fun to just like throw a party.
Yeah, definitely.
Like, and just like everyone was chill. We like smoked weed after.
Yeah.
I mean, not even after, like during it, like just at night. It just we partied like all day.
Yeah, I mean, it was, a little bit classier towards the beginning, all the grandparents were still there. And then, once, like, the older people, like, left or whatever, and it was more like our peers, that's when the ganj came out and things started to get crazy.
We were, like, there's a TV there, and I remember we were, like, just watching music videos. I remember we watched, like, one of, like, Doja Cat's, like, newest music videos, like, just came out. And, like, we were, like, watching that and hanging out.
Yeah, we were, like, playing games and just, like, chilling, talking. Yeah, it was a really nice really memorable evening.
Yeah, I wore a dress, which was like, I consider it like my wedding dress. It wasn't white, it was like pink. I still have it.
Yeah, you looked really cute in that.
I like haven't ever worn it since, but like maybe I should.
You should. Yeah, you look really good in it.
Yeah, it was really cute.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that should do it for the pod today.
Wow.
Yeah. We made it through all 3.
Dang.
Nice. Those are pretty juicy, babe.
Yeah.
Good harvest.
Mm-hmm.
Good bounce. What a
yeah.
What a nice bouncy you've
A bountiful harvest.
Yeah, you've provided us. Yeah. Guys, if you have any suggestions, ideas of what we can talk about next week, we're always open to that. You can contact us on Twitter or by writing in at just 4 clicks. That's just the number 4 clicks pod at gmail.com. If you have any burning questions, or if you have any areas of concern, interesting stories, tidbits, send them our way. We'd love to hear from you. All right, that'll do it. You want to say you want to say goodbye? Want to say bye?
Goodbye. Have a lovely morning or evening, day, night, whatever time, week, month, year. Just have a lovely life, really. I just wish you the best is what I'm trying to say.
Aw.